So in the year 2000, 2001, 2002 or so, Google were doing really well. They were delivering high quality search results, certainly high quality search results compared with other search engines out there. But of course, over time, webmasters realized that they could bring thousands of visitors a day to their website using Google. And unfortunately, that meant that a lot of people decided to try and game the system. Now, in one of Google's original papers, they explained online how PageRank works. And PageRank essentially was a score from 0 to 10 that Google gave most web pages out there on the World Wide Web. And this helps people decide what pages were authoritative and worthwhile getting a link from and what pages weren't. Because of Google's early formula, early algorithm was all about the quality of links. So if you had page C here on the screen and page A linked to you, page B linked to you, page D linked to you, and you only linked out to a couple of other pages, then you're more likely to have a higher page rank, because the higher number of links that pointed to your site compared with the amount of pages that you linked out to, then the better your page rank score. So people were looking for thousands of links to point to their web pages, and there was one time way back in the early 2000s where this worked very, very effectively for improving your ranking on Google. So more and more webmasters became aware that they could manipulate the system. That is, they could get lots of other websites to link to them. They could swap links with their friends and with other website owners that they don't even know and that weren't even relevant to their particular website. And as long as they swapped links and had more links pointing to their site, then this would ultimately increase their ranking. So the whole system could be manipulated quite easily back in 2003, 2004 or so. And of course, it wasn't going to last forever because this was deteriorating the value, the quality of search results. So Google reacted. Now, one of Google's best-known employees is a chap called Matt Cutts, and he's essentially the chief spam fighter at Google. And he posted this blog post back in 2005, saying that there was this Google update called Jager at the time that targets low-quality links, reciprocal links, and link farms. So let's look at those three things here for a second. Low quality links. So those are links that point to your site with very low page rank. So obviously links that have been built just for the sake of it and aren't from websites that are fairly authoritative. Reciprocal links. So if you're linking out to hundreds of different websites and those same 100 or few websites are linking back to you, those are reciprocal links. Google, quite rightly, would judge a link as being more authoritative if you've chosen to link out to it and they're not necessarily linking back to you. That's like a vote for that website. But if you're sharing links, if you're swapping links, then it's reasonable to think that the link is probably made by an agreement as opposed to a decision to link to that website because it is a useful resource for your particular readers. And then link farms. So Google wanted to target link farms. Link farms were websites that you could go to swap links, to exchange links with other sites. So those things took a big hit, and that significantly changed Google's search engine results back in about 2005. Now, a year further on, in 2006, Google gave BMW a death penalty, according to this article here on the BBC website at the time. So this is 2006, and what essentially happened then was BMW were building what's called doorway pages for terms like, as can be seen in this article, used car. So what would have been happening is when someone searched for used car, lots of different search results would appear, but when someone clicked on that search result, they'd end up back on the BMW website. And those are called doorway pages. Pages just created for search engines, but then these pages redirect back to another website. And essentially that's not creating a good experience for Google users because I'm sure the user is not expecting or not wanting to see the same website all the time. So Google clamped their foot down and said, Doorway pages aren't allowed. We're not going to be accepting this at all. And if you're going to do this, then you're not going to be appearing in our search results. Now, BMW were just out of Google for about 3 days, but this sent a serious message to many big brands out there, and they started to behave quite a bit better in terms of building websites and pages, doorway pages, into their own websites.